I am committed to this server, and I am committed to making content for you guys because, well, not only because I'm building this massive giant tree on the Craftiverse survival server, it's because I've spent so many hours, actually first thing in the morning, getting up before I have to go to my big boy job and spending some time down in the caves mining to gather up diamonds, as we can see here in this chest. Oh, that's a lot of diamonds. The thing is, we're going to need all of these diamonds because I need to buy a lot of materials from the shopping district in order to start today's project, which is finally working on the river and expanding some roads and laying out some ideas and markings for the additions to our enchanted forest. And today's the day to finally beautify it and actually get decorations into it and actually make it look like a river, not just some chunk loading error in this wonderful game that definitely does not have any chunk loading errors whatsoever. I still can't get over the tree. I really can't. But one thing that I will say though is I don't like the fog effect that's going on in .6. Like it makes the tree look so blah. So after fortune mining the 2 stacks and 2 deep slate diamond ore, we now have a grand total of 4 and almost 5 stacks of diamonds. So essentially, pretty sure if doing the math right, we doubled, actually more than doubled what we had. I love fortune mining. Although now it's sad because now I gotta go to the shopping district and literally spend all these diamonds and be broke again. Because apparently nobody wants my terraforming services anymore and nobody wants to pay me anymore. And I took on the payment option from cheese of spruce wood instead of diamonds, which I would just spend at our shop anyway for spruce. But I really don't want to talk about spruce wood right now. I need to head over to the shopping district and spend all these diamonds on some pathway blocks and materials needed to build the beautiful river because I'm kind of getting tired looking at that tree. I mean, I know it's unfinished, but I don't want to do anything that involves the tree just right now because that took me like 8 hours, I think it was, to build and then going back and editing it. Oh, jeez. Let's put a pause in building some trees for a while and let's work on some beautiful terrain building. Cue the beautiful shopping montage. Well, I'm not quite broke just yet. I mean, I'm slowly getting there, but of course, people need to put bids in at the terraforming shop or else. And you need to start buying bushes too. From our shopping trip, we got quite a bit of moss, quite a bit of mud. We got some bones, so that way we could run the farms even more to get more stock put up. Got some more frog lights, and we got some iron, because I know I'm running low on iron. Did get some quartz, because I'm going to need quartz eventually for redstone and stuff, so I figured why not? Got some more mud bricks, and a bunch more bones, and moss carpets. So the plan is that eventually we're going to have a road going out this way, curving down around the river, and then going this way. We also need to have our road kind of curve out over here, split off over around the edge of the island over this way, potentially with some like crossroads in here. Maybe we could even throw in a pathway over this way, and potentially we could do a road that kind of curves up and around and goes this way, and then meets up with over here, and then we could do a road over here, maybe even a road right there. And then we're going to build something really cool here. We're going to build cool stuff there. We're going to build some cool things over here. Even more cool things in this area. Over here, even there. Plus here. Also, there's going to be something pretty massive over here. Eventually, everything over here in this purple area is actually going to be like our farming district area. So, of course, we're going to need roads to come over all the way around and loop back around over to here, can connect it up into there. And of course, we can do some even like crossroads in here, maybe even doing a road this way, which also means we're going to need a road to come up this way to go underneath the tree to meet up with the pathway in this area. And we're also going to need a road that leads all the way down over to where the nether portal is. Now, even potentially we could throw a road in over here, and we can even do a crossroads this way. You know what? We can even add in a road going over this way. And then maybe having a path right there. Because I mean, you can't have enough roads, can you? Especially in an enchanted fairy forest, right? Right. Evo did mention that he dropped off some gifts for us, especially with the new .6 update. So it has me wondering, could it be in this little white bundle? He did mention to try to find a little white bundle somewhere in our areas. The baby ghast. I am not up to date with the, with the new updates. So I think I need to actually look into these things. So maybe we could try out our new ghast pet. riding thing. After watching a quick tutorial, I now know everything that there possibly is to know about the dried ghasts. So essentially, we put it in the water, but we need to wait like 20-ish minutes, I guess, give or take here or there, for it to actually grow up. So now, like any good time, it's to start sloping this up to make it look more of like a natural river, which means terraforming, and of course terraforming is my favorite thing to ever do inside this game. Aside from building big, magical, mythical builds that make absolutely no sense in your Minecraft world, but they make sense in mine, and that's what matters. My happy guest! It's now happy, it's no longer sad. It's... how much longer do I need to wait now? Wait, I know exactly how long, because I told you I'm a complete expert on these guys now, right? But I do need to go and repair tools, and I'm kind of afraid to leave him alone with the things that Vivo gave me here. Is he going to be okay if I leave him on a lead attached to a fence post? I hope so. Well, I got all my tools repaired. My happy guest is still here. It's still not grown up just yet though, but that means it's time to start working on the other side of the river to get the slope down, to make it beautiful, to add that curve to it. Why do I take on big projects? Well, it must be for you guys. So if you guys are enjoying this, make sure to like, and also if you're new here, subscribe, because you know you want to stay, and you definitely want to stay and see if that tree ever does get done, which I'm pretty sure it will, but you might need to stick around just to find out. Also, comment some ideas of what we could do to add to this river while finishing up on the other side of the river, which, ooh, it's looking very smooth. My happy guest finally grew up. So does that mean it's got the harness on it now? Okay. So if I take the lead off, where are you going? Oh, the snowballs, right? I need the snowballs. Hey, come here. Am I cool? Am I cool now? Oh my god, this is so amazing. Why? It's so slow though. How exciting is this that we have a rideable ghast? But what are we going to do with him? And also, we're going to need a name for this guy. Where should we park him? Is he just going to like float off randomly if we don't have him on a lead and a fence? I know I could make like a little garage bay thing for him. We could just have him floating around here, because then we could just get up on top of there, then we can just jump right on him and we can fly off if we want to. So we're going to need a name for this guy. So in order for our river here to make sense, this needs to come down just a couple more blocks to give it that typical river look to it, because this right here is the water level at 62. It is, right? Yeah, 62 is ocean level. We can't just have like a flat little river right here when we have the beautiful sloping on either side. No. We need to actually take all of this out, and we need to slope this down just a bit. Now that it's sloped down, it's time to add in the mud, which I really like the mud for the base of the river because it just adds depth without even trying. Now that I got all the mud placed in here, I made sure to spend some time gathering up some mangrove roots to make muddy mangrove roots. And of course, sprinkling them in here a little bit's going to add a little bit more character, a little bit more foliage to it, just to give it that extra little bit of a pop. Also, in between smoothing some bits out and gathering up mangrove roots and transforming them into muddy mangrove roots, yeah, if you notice, we have a grand total of 1, 2, 3, 4 happy ghasts. This one is the one from Vivo, and then apparently, while I was doing all of that extra work off camera, 3 of them just popped up out of nowhere, and I didn't know what to do with them, so I was like, hey, you want to join our very first happy guest? Not a problem. So I just hooked them up to leads and attached them to the buildings. Right now, I am in a pickle. I'm trying to understand what is going to be the plan for outside of the river. Do we want to just basically build a wall of trees or like a wall of mushrooms? Do we want to make it actually look beautiful? Do we want a bridge to go over? I mean, of course we want it to look beautiful, but how do we want to make it look beautiful? That is the real question. But my brain is hurting too much right now to try to figure out what the next step is before I open the floodgates on either side and let all this water in. Plus, I think I might add some rocks in here. That might, you know what? That might help. But what I really want to work on is building a mini game that's called Q's Bulbs. Now, in order for me to actually start building this mini game, I have to go to a trial chamber and start raiding it and taking care of all the enemies that pop up in there. And then start clearing out this trial chamber, harvesting all of the copper blocks, because I'm going to need a lot, and I mean a lot of these copper blocks. And the only fastest way is, well, by of course coming to a trial chamber and clearing it out. From our adventure in the trial chamber, we were able to grab up some chains, candles, some potions, other bits, some tough bricks, and then some other garbage from like pots and other, basically just your regular garbage. But I'm also going to need a metric butt ton of cobble deep slate, and I figured the amount of copper that I was able to collect from the trial chamber, including these copper bulbs, because again, we're going to need a lot of copper bulbs for the minigame. Now, this stone perimeter that I just barely set up because I was scoping out some land of where we're going to place the minigame. And don't worry, I did check in with all the other crafters, and they said the spot was okay. It wasn't going to interfere with the entrance to, well, the shopping district minigame island, and it's right next to our terraforming shop. Which actually, has anybody put any bids in for more terraforming jobs from me? Because I'm a broke, sad boy. Oh, no. What about from Q's bushes of plenty? Ooh, 2 more diamonds. Firefly bushes are still the winning ticket. So the purpose of this game is you're going to enter in a dark room, and you have to scout out and find 5 different copper bulbs and turn them on. Hence the name Q's Bulbs. Now, the objective is to get in and out of this dark room as fast as possible while turning on 5 copper bulbs. There's going to be a point system also, where as soon as you start and you enter in the dark room, a door is going to open, you're going to pop in, and a counter is going to begin. And that's what your points are. So it's kind of similar to golf. The lower the number you have, the better off you are, and that you're the winner. Which is kind of weird in golf, which it does kind of make sense. Well, anyway, yeah, it makes sense. Once you've turned on all 5 copper bulbs, you want to make sure that you get out as fast as possible, and then you're going to check the point counter inside the barrel and see how many bulbs you collected, which is what the points is going to be called, because Q's Bulbs is the name of the game. But there's also going to be a reset button, so that way no crafter has to worry about going back through the minigame to reset all the bulbs and then be in a dark room and be terrified and not know where to actually exit. And we're going to have a leaderboard. I'm not sure if we're going to charge a fee for people to play the game, or if it's just going to be a free-for-all, and then whoever has the best score at the end of the month, we can do like a cool little grand prize or something. Now that Q's Bulbs is now finally open, it's pretty simple. You just need to step on the pressure plate here to start. You run through, you turn on all 5 copper bulbs, and then once you get out, you check your points barrel down over here, and then you'll see what you have for points. And then you add them up here, you put your name, your time, and the date. And then at the end of each week on every single Sunday, I am going to figure out who has the best time, and then they're going to get a little prize dropped off at their base or even in their mailbox in their Craftyville house. Now, I don't want to run it just to spoil it for everybody else, and I don't want to do the best time. My time in here is just an example, so that way all the other crafters know how to fill it out. This game is free to play, of course. It is going to be a continuation going on into future seasons of Craftiverse, and it's going to get even more difficult. It's going to get even harder. There's going to be tricks, twists, and turns and everything of that sense. Ooh, and Fibo's online. And then with this glorious reset button, every time that when you come out and you're done, you just hit this button, it turns all the lights off because you got to get all 5 lit up in order to win the game. Now, I know I took a pause from building the river to build the mini game because I didn't know what I was going to do for decoration. Well, now that I figured out what I wanted to do by simply adding in all these stones and putting moss around the riverbed just to make it a little bit nicer. And now, of course, there's something else that is missing entirely from this build. The thing that's missing is, of course, the theme of the Enchanted Forest. We got mushrooms over there, but we don't have mushrooms over here. So I figured that we could throw in a couple of mushrooms, maybe along this side, potentially over on the other side, and I think it's going to make it really all come together. Now, eventually we can add in some brown mushrooms, but I think the red mushrooms is what's going to make it really pop and stand out right now. And of course, a river isn't quite exactly a river, except it needs to have water in it. So now I'm going to fill it up with all this water, and then eventually we're going to cut out the ends and actually connect it up to the rest of it. And now, of course, we got the water in there, we got the red mushrooms, we got some bushes lying around everywhere, and we even got some seagrass in there, which I might get some coral in the near future to add a little bit more variance, a little bit more color to make it pop a little bit more. Especially at nighttime, I am really loving this river. It has really come together. I'm amazed at just how well this has come together with just some basic resources. Your basic stones that you can get day 1, bone meal for the moss and everything, and then the mushrooms. Yeah, that's a little bit mid-end game because of a concrete, silk touch, candles. Yeah. As we gaze over the beauty of the river, there is a slight announcement that I do need to make. My work schedule is changing, and there's a lot of things going on to where I'm not having as much time as I thought I would this season to be able to record and edit and post everything. So instead of giving up and just stopping and waiting for things to calm down, I'm going to shift my direction into live streaming. I'm going to figure out a good schedule. It's going to be on Eastern Standard Time, and it's going to be Fridays at some point during the day, potentially stream Sunday, and probably Monday afternoon, evening. But again, I'm not sure exactly what the schedule is going to be, and it's going to be a variety of other games as well, because I'm going to have time to be able to stream more and connect with you guys and build up the community that I once streamed for in the very beginning of building a beautiful, loving, potato-craved, crazy community of all of us together here. But as of right now, this is going to be for the near future, is going to be the last edited, recorded video. I might be able to do some shorts here and there just to do something in between streams, just to, you know, some highlight clips or whatever. I am going to be streaming solely on Twitch for the time being until I can get multi-streaming set up and actually learn how all of that works, because that is a thing that I do need to learn how to do and to be able to provide you my streaming services on both platforms. But for the time being, it's going to be on Twitch, which down there below in the description, I will make sure to have a link to my Twitch page. So when you come across this video, then you can head down there and click there and then follow. And yeah, I'm hoping to go live here within the next week, which this video is probably actually being posted on a Monday, and I'm hoping to get into streaming this week. But for those who have been here from the beginning and those who have just came in, I am happy and glad that you are here, and thank you for taking the time to hit the like button and subscribe. And of course, if you haven't and you just joined in and you like what you see and you want to see where things go, and you want to be able to connect with me more one-on-one, make sure to hit that subscribe button and also click that link to go over there to Twitch and follow me on Twitch, so that way you can catch my live streams. And eventually I will stream on YouTube as well and do multi-streaming, but that is going to be something for future Q to figure out. Hopefully he's not too mad at past Q, but hey, we'll leave that up to him. But anyways, guys, I hope you all have a good day.